if what you want is an amazing life, then create a plan, a long-term strategy for exposing yourself to more experiences, wider experiences, more foreign experiences, and just gain more experience in anything. Or even if you're not going to go very wide, you can also take this concept narrow and deep as well. Like, for example, let's say you want to become a musician. Okay, well, what's stopping you from being a great musician? Basically, it's your lack of experience. You need so much experience with music to become a master of music. And I don't just mean listening to different genres of music. I could even mean like, even within a single genre of music, you can go so deep on that genre, you can gain so much more experience than you presently have. You can gain so much more experience with different musical instruments, or even with the same musical instrument. And you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And so what happens is, as you're gaining this experience, you're also, of course, playing around with stuff. You're experimenting. So the experience you're gaining, ideally, it's not just passive. It's not like just like you get on a boat and you sail around the world and you gain passive experience by looking at different cultures and reading different books. That's great, of course. But active experience means that you're in a situation and you're also trying to manipulate it too. And that's when things get really interesting, because when you start to manipulate any situation that you lack experience in, what happens? You fail a lot. It's frustrating. You don't get the results you expect. You discover that getting the result you want is much harder than you imagined. And here, most people quit and they retreat back into their comfort zone. But what you need to do is you need to persevere past that and keep pushing yourself past the failure. Motivate yourself to go past the failure, because there's usually sort of a steep learning curve with most things that are of any value in life. You push past that, and then you gain more experience by failing and failing and failing, and by failing and observing your failing, right? So remember I said learning equals observation. So you fail and you observe how you failed and why you failed, and then you make distinctions about what constitutes failure and success in that particular area. So maybe you're sitting at the keyboard, at the piano, so to speak, and you're a musician, and you're playing little melodies, constructing them, whatever. So it's one thing to be listening to music and making distinctions within music. It's another thing to actually be creating music, experiencing what it's like to be pressing the keys, hearing different sounds, and making distinctions, being like, oh, that sounded awful. And oh, this here, I played a few notes here that actually sounded pretty good. A little beginning of a little melody here, whatever. And then you start to build on top of that, but then you fail again and you fail again. And the first piece of music you compose is going to be garbage. But maybe there's going to be a little 5-second segment of it, which is going to be pretty good. But the rest of it, the other 3 minutes of it are going to be garbage. But just by doing that and completing it, you can look at it, you get experience by looking at what you created, and then you can judge it or kind of assess it and see like, well, what are the good parts? What are the bad parts? What's the difference between the good part and the bad part? And then how can I do better next time? And then this is sort of this feedback process of learning. And this is experience. And this is ultimately what you need to master life, any area of life. It doesn't matter what it is. Relationships, sexuality, business, marketing, social skills, attraction skills, spirituality, computer science, physics, arts and crafts, painting, music, making film, whatever it is.